Hey everybody, welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. I'm Jenny Olson-Silik and we've got an all-new show for you again this week. I'll take you out on an adventure with an angler from Mississippi who's never been ice fishing here in Michigan. We get to take it all in through her eyes. It's a fun trip, you won't want to miss that. And Jimmy and Jordan have some other fun in store for us this week too.
Well, that's right, Jenny. We do have a few more things on this week's show. Our own Jordan Brown was recently in the Upper Peninsula and has a really cool ice fishing story from the Keweenaw Peninsula. Then we're going to drop back down here to mid-Michigan and show you a really cool rabbit hunting tournament as well. Lots of good stuff on this week's show. You stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger. It's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan out of doors.
What a beautiful day in the woods.
Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream, it's a love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Country Smokehouse, a sportsman's destination since 1988. Featuring varieties of homemade sausage, jerky, brats, and gourmet entrees. Holiday gift boxes can be assembled in-store or online. Details at countrysmokehouse.com. By AnglerQuest Pontoons, a mid-Michigan company building boats for fishermen by fishermen. AnglerQuest Pontoons are designed for comfort and functionality. On the web at anglerquestpontoons.com. By the Michigan Fly Fishing Club, presenting this year's 2019 Midwest Fly Fishing Expo. The expo is coming to Metro Detroit on March 9th and 10th at the Sports and Expo Center at Macomb Community College. For more information and details, midwestflyfishingexpo.com.
Soaking in the rich tradition of Michigan hunting for over 30 years, Vanguard is proud to sponsor our friends at Michigan Out of Doors TV.
Last week, I was fortunate enough to spend a few days in the Keweenaw Peninsula, including a day chasing pike on Portage Lake with a few local anglers.
We are fishing the south entry of Portage Lake, right where it comes into Lake Superior. Game plan today is to hook into a couple big females coming out of Lake Superior into the Portage here. And we've got a beautiful day as far as weather. A little overcast, mid-20s, storm coming tomorrow, so hopefully the weather and the fish are going to cooperate. What we're using on these are big golden shiners. That's been the hot ticket so far. We do have a couple big suckers out also, but I just do the traditional right behind the dorsal fin. I start out in the morning about a foot off the bottom. As the day goes on, depending on the fishing conditions and things like that, I'll slowly start raising stuff up. One mistake I see a lot of people do, don't change all your tip-ups at once. You know, pick one or two and change the depths and see what works. If you change all your tip-ups, well, then you don't know exactly what those fish are doing. You know, it still can be slow, it might pick up, but pick a couple tip-ups and just change a couple here.
For the most part, Jason likes to use only tip-ups when ice fishing for pike, and he recently started taking advantage of a new product that makes using them a whole lot easier and efficient.
So this is called a vulture system sensor. The way that these work, it's a two-way sensor. So for your tip-ups, so what happens is when the flag goes off, it's going to pull this magnet off. This is going to start blinking, and then I wear a handheld that's going to let me know that the flag went off. So I don't have to constantly be watching flags to see what's happening, what's going on, you know, as far as the numbers and stuff like that. What's neat about these, and I'll turn this one on so you can see it better. But, so that's the beep that I get once I activate this. So when we're fishing, all I have to do is watch for that, listen for that beep. It doesn't matter the weather conditions, it doesn't matter anything else. The difference between these and other systems on the market is this is a two-way sensor. So I can fish legally up to about a mile away. And I can check, all I do is push a button, it sends a signal to this, and then it sends a signal back to let me know I'm still in range, still everything's working. The other neat thing about these is at the end of the night, I can turn on a light and light up all my tip-ups at once. So you can find your tip-ups in the dark, or if snowmobilers are coming through, things like that. It's a really cool product. Like I said, we talked to the DNR both in Wisconsin and Michigan about these. I can legally fish a mile away just because I'm actually still tending my tip-ups. And the DNR that we talked to, they actually like these because we get a quicker response than if you just be watching.
No, he's still there. We're good.
Nice and easy.
Feels jumpy like a little guy. All right.
Not bad. Not a bad way to start the day. Probably, I'm gonna guess 28-ish.
There's another one up over here. Okay.
Yep. Go ahead.
I think he got off. No, he's still there. It's really hard to tell. It's like he's swimming with me. He's still there now? Yeah.
Nice and easy, nice and easy.
Joining Jason and I on the ice today was Noah and Abraham, both of whom live and fish in the area. Jason is constantly taking others out on the ice, whether that's through his guide service or just for fun. He rarely misses an opportunity to spend a day on the ice chasing pike.
Really looking forward to.
So I grew up pike fishing. I love it. You know, for me, it's my favorite fish to catch. As far as guiding, I love guiding people for pike because most people never have the experience to catch a 40-inch fish. And for me, my excitement comes watching their expression when we pull this fish out of the hole. You know, half the time it's half excitement, half just terrified look on their face because they just don't understand how big these fish can truly get. As a kid, I had the privilege of, you know, I got to spend a couple weeks with my uncle fishing. My dad always took me fishing, but my best memories growing up was ice fishing with my dad for pike. For me, that was, you know, the best time that we had was going out to a lake in Wisconsin, Elkhart Lake. We'd fish the boat launch and we'd fish for pike. And I loved it. I fell in love with that aspect of it. And it carried with me. And because of that, I want to try to show other people the same type of passion and love that I have for it. And what this, you know, can do for you and your family, getting your kids outdoors, spending time with your family, and just doing something different.
Yeah, it's been kind of a flag here and there. We're just waiting for that midday rush. It's good to have some action though to keep moving.
Portage Lake, to back it up a little bit, back in the late 1800s, they dredged out both sides to Lake Superior. They did that for the big ships and for a safe port for the ships. Because of that, Portage Lake is really unique. We're connected to Lake Superior on both sides. It's a deeper, colder lake, so because of that, we get a lot more bait fish. More bait fish equals bigger fish. Big pike thrive in this lake, along with walleye. We've got an excellent bass population and crappie. Go ahead and check it.
Oh yeah. Oh, this I don't want to say yet, but it feels better. Abram, get that tip up so I can give it line. I don't know for sure, but it feels like it could be good. Nope. Yeah, just...
This style of fishing often involves a lot of downtime waiting for flags to fly. As we waited, I had a chance to ask Jason what he loves about living and working in the Keweenaw.
Me and my wife, we love the Keweenaw for a bunch of different reasons. One, we think it's one of the most beautiful areas that we've found. But the biggest reason is the people up here. This past summer we had a huge flood that devastated the entire area. We got hit extremely hard, like with a lot of other people. We were gonna just pack up and go back to Wisconsin. But the neighbors that came out and helped, the people that came and just dropped what they were doing to come and help total strangers. One of the things that happened, there was an elderly lady. She was going around helping people and she couldn't do any help, but she was just giving out hugs. And that's the type of community that we have up here. And for us, that's more important, than anything else. The structure stuff, that can get rebuilt after, Mother Nature comes by. But for us, the area up here, the people, it's just the best place in the country.
We never did land any of the giant pike that this body of water is known for, but it was still a great day on the ice in an area of the state that we don't get to visit very often. Special thanks to Jason and the guys for letting me tag along on a fun day of fishing on Portage Lake in the Keweenaw Peninsula.
It's always fun introducing somebody new to a hunting or fishing sport that you have a passion for. That's exactly what happens in this next story with somebody from Mississippi who's never set foot on the ice here in Michigan. You may remember a story we brought you this past summer highlighting SCI's American Wilderness Leadership School near Jackson Hole, Wyoming. I was following Michigan teacher Cindy Wisman, who had the chance to meet educators from all across the country here in Wyoming. Deb Waz from Mississippi was also here as a participant, and she mentioned she'd love to fish for bass in her home state, but had never experienced any sort of ice fishing. So we kept in touch and hatched a plan to get Deb up here and out on the ice. Her adventure began last weekend when my husband Matt, Cindy, and I took Deb over to Lexington Harbor to try for some Atlantic salmon, steelhead, and lake trout. The fishing here has been hit or miss, but we figured one big fish would make a great memory for Deb. And with ease of access, we could show her the ropes of ice fishing before heading out for a bigger adventure the next day.
So we met out in Wyoming at the American Wilderness Leadership School, and Deb was there from Mississippi. Met a lot of people from a lot of places, and Deb decided to come up and join us in some ice fishing.
Give it a try.
So Deb, you fish at home in Mississippi, right?
Right, not ice fishing. We don't have any ice there.
Is this your very first ice fishing experience?
Yeah, it is.
And what do you think?
It's good. It's good.
Slow.
Yeah. We catch some fish. It'll get a little better, but good company. It's a good time.
All right. So Deb, what do you do in Mississippi? What's your job?
I work as a conservation educator for the Museum of Natural Science for the Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks.
Cool. So that takes you all around the state of Mississippi?
Yes, I travel mostly the north part of the state.
Okay. We didn't have a single hit on Lexington Harbor on day one of Deb's visit, but we had higher expectations for the next day. We headed up to Saginaw Bay and tagged along with walleye guide Brandon Stanton and his crew. We would be riding 8 miles out to set up. Halfway there, I checked in with Deb to see how she was doing as my backseat passenger. Deb? In the middle of nowhere on the ice. How you feeling?
Pretty warm. In Mississippi, we bass fish year round. My boyfriend and I fish tournaments. We fish a little club and some other local tournaments on the Tennessee River.
And what do you like about bass fishing?
They're just a fun species to go after. There's a lot to figure out, and it's just different every day, and it's always a good time. There's a lot of technique, and you can catch them a lot of different ways, and it's just fun to get in a mess with them and have a good day. And when you don't have a good day, it's still a good day when you're fishing. So.
Yeah,
That's a nice perch.
it's a fish with snow on it.
You don't see those too often in Mississippi, do you?
Yeah.
That happened fast. We just got set up, eh?
I just dropped it in.
Nice.
Good spot.
Deb and Matt were starting to mark lots of fish, but were having trouble getting them to hit the bait. Brandon came by to teach them a few techniques to increase their success and ice some walleyes.
Okay, give them another full crank. Okay, give it a couple good whips.
They're
Here he
finicky.
comes. Here he comes. See what I mean? It's like fishing on a video game. That's what's...
He's going down. Drop to the bottom. You want to beat him down. Drop to the bottom. He's going down. He's going down.
Oh, he's like right there.
Got him?
Yeah.
Oh!
Woo! There we go. Nice job, Deb.
Thanks.
Nice.
The one we've been looking for.
Beautiful. So what do you think of all this?
It's pretty fun.
Pretty different from bass fishing?
Yeah, I'd say so. Feels like a good one.
That is a nice fish. It's gonna be delicious.
It's a good one for me. It's my first.
Yeah. First walleye and first walleye through the ice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, the last 3 days have been really awesome. A lot better than I expected. I didn't really know what to expect because I'd never been ice fishing, but it was really cool. The first day we went out and walked out on the ice and got out in a little harbor and went biggin fishing, and we didn't catch any, but it was still a good time. Kind of learned how to fish a little bit. And the next day we went out in Saginaw Bay and had a real good time out there. Went a lot further out and started the day catching some good perch and then some walleye, and that was really neat because I didn't realize, or I guess I just didn't know how much technique there was to ice fishing. You know, you stay at the same spot all the time. It's a lot different from bass fishing, but there's still a lot of technique involved and a lot to learn. So that was really neat to experience a little bit of that.
With day 2 of Deb's Michigan ice fishing experience in the books, we headed south for day 3 and stopped into the Cold as Ice fishing tournament happening here on the shores of Lake St. Clair off Metro Beach. Over 200 anglers registered for the event, and with good, safe ice, everyone was enjoying the day.
This morning there's a tournament going on here. We just thought we'd walk out a little bit and try for some panfish, and hopefully we'll catch a few more. We're out here on Lake St. Clair trying to catch some panfish. And it's pretty neat to be out here because I've heard a lot about it for bass fishing, and I've never been out here, but we'll have to come back another time, hopefully soon, and we'll have to drag a bass boat, I think, next time though, and try the bass fishing in the summer.
We look forward to having Deb back to Michigan in the summer, where she'll be more in her element on her bass boat, and maybe she'll teach us a thing or two about her craft. As for today, Lake St. Clair didn't offer up any success for us, but we had an amazing time nonetheless. With all the great opportunities we have here in Michigan, we sometimes forget how blessed we are to participate in these outdoor adventures in our home state. Deb's enthusiasm is a great reminder for us all. Don't forget to take someone new with you on your next hunting or fishing trip and share all we have to offer right here in Michigan's Out of Doors.
Well, we're going to shift gears now away from the ice fishing and show you something else that is very popular this time of year, and that is chasing bunnies.
Quick, easy spot there. We got another one over here.
This is the time of year when folks that hunt rabbits are busy in the woods. And more, even folks that don't hunt rabbits very often are hitting the woods as well. It's becoming more common for clubs, like today here in Ravenna, to host and run a rabbit hunting tournament. It's a great way to have some fun on a Saturday.
My name's Chad Cook, president of the Ravenna Conservation Club. We had our annual rabbit derby today. Today was the 8th year. I founded this derby in 2012. We had about 120 participants in the derby. We had someone that wanted to donate a gun for the youth. We had between 15 and 20 youth under the age of 15 hunt, and we gave them all a ticket on a gun. We gave them a nice Marlin 22 with a Simmons scope on it away. We try to give we don't do any money prizes. We try to give all the money that comes into the club, we try to give back in door prizes.
With no big cash prizes, you don't run the risk of folks bending the truth and doing things they shouldn't. But with a few nice prizes, you also have just enough incentive to try and win the bragging rights as the winner of the hunt.
Get that one? He's sitting right there. Tons of them. I see 3 right now. Another one coming to you. I got one under the port.
These hunts can be a lot of fun. Today, Brandon Nutt and some of his buddies were taking part in the event and also had a camera running for the day as well. Now, sometimes getting rabbits on camera, well, it's harder than you think.
Quick, easy spot there. Then we got another one over here.
One aspect of hunts like this is that you get a lot of new people that don't rabbit hunt very much to try it out. And whether you're jumping brush piles or chasing beagles, it's a great way to get kids involved as well.
Here he comes, bud. Nice shot, buddy. Nice shot, dude.
It is fun to see parents getting kids involved, and rabbit hunting is great because you don't have to be quiet, you get to move around, and nobody has to check the wind conditions to make sure the rabbits don't smell you. In fact, it's kind of funny if we treated rabbits the way we do deer. Well, I think Morgan Merkel summed up that perfectly and kept a straight face while doing it.
Yeah, that big rabbit we took, we've been watching him for, I don't know, 2-3 years now. Got him on camera quite a bit, and we just try to practice a lot of QRM around here, and you got to let them go and let them grow.
Well said. So after a few hours of field, the crew all headed back to the Ravenna Conservation Club for the big weigh-in.
27.
27.
With 6 men, 2 teams.
3 short of our full limit.
So we do a 8 o'clock shotgun start. It's $10 per person to sign up, 2 to 4 person teams. We have a big rabbit contest. Any youth under 15 years old they hunt free. Weigh in back at 4 o'clock.
Well, it was just after 4, and the weigh-in at events like this are quite a thing to see. You have everyone from avid rabbit hunters to folks who have never hunted them before, and everything in between. Here, the groups could weigh in their 8 biggest rabbits. A nice trophy would go along with the bragging rights for biggest rabbit and most overall weight. There was also some raffle items and, of course, some good food on hand as well. All the rabbits were taken home or donated to the local food bank in most cases, and the time had finally come to see who was the big winner.
First place, 28 pounds, 4.5 ounces. BA, Ken Cook, Phil Dietrich, and Paul Ulmer.
Well, special thanks to Brandon, Eric, Caleb, Ryan, Morgan, and Alicia for taking a camera along on today's hunt. What is also kind of fun about these type of events is that it makes you get out and chase some rabbits. And then when that happens, what you'd remember is just how much fun it is to hunt rabbits and how good they are on the table as well. So if you haven't yet, get out and enjoy a day of chasing rabbits with friends. You will be glad you did.
Thanks for joining us this week for Michigan Out of Doors. Make sure you stay tuned over the next several weeks. We've got a lot more wintertime fun headed your way. We'll take you up to the UP for some more adventures there. We'll be out trying for smelt through the ice at night, a little bit of coyote hunting, all sorts of fun still in store yet this winter. If you'd like to see where we are and where we're headed next, you can always check us out online.
Well, that's right, Jenny. Online is a great way to kind of keep tabs on us of what we're doing. Of course, our website is MichiganOutofDoorsTV.com. We have full episodes of the show there every week. And hey, if you're watching this on Thursday night, we are wrapping up Big Buck Night East over in Novi. And in 2 weeks from now, we're going to have Big Buck Night West from the Ultimate Sports Show. Our friends at Vanguard are helping us put that on. That's always a ton of fun. So make sure you are joining us over the next few weeks. And if we don't see you in the woods or on the water, hopefully we'll see you right back here next week on your PBS station.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Greenstone Farm Credit Services, making recreational land ownership possible across Michigan and northeast Wisconsin. Begin your land financing journey at one of Greenstone's 37 locations or greenstonefcs.com. By Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises of Munising, exploring Lake Superior's Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. With its sandstone cliffs, caves, waterfalls, and lighthouses, Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises on the web at picturedrocks.com. By Showspan, producing consumer shows including Outdoorama February 28th through March 3rd at Novi's Suburban Showplace. The show features tackle, trips, boats, outfitters, wildlife encounters, and of course, Big Buck Night. That's Outdoorama in Novi, February 28th through March 3rd.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene like rainbow trout in a hidden stream. The white-tailed deer in the tall pine trees. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man. Ask where I'm from and I'll show you my hands. Lord above, I love this land. I am a Michigan man. From the Keweenaw down to St. Joe, Kalamazoo, East to Monroe, to St. Marie.